Hi, this is Edith, Instructional Innovation Trainer at Klamath Community College, and in this video I'm going to go over the mail merge feature of Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word's mail merge is really useful if you're doing form letters, creating envelopes for multiple people, doing a label, doing an Outlook group message, or doing a distribution list. When you first come into Microsoft Word, you want to click on Mailings and go to Start Mail Merge. You do have the options to start directly from this type of documents here. However, I want to recommend that you go through the step-by-step mail merge process first so you can understand how mail merge works. So I'm going to go ahead and start by clicking on the step-by-step mail merge wizard. And I get this sidebar over here. I can select what type of document I want to use. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use a letter, but you do have these other options available. Go ahead and click on Next. I can use the current document, which I am going to do right now, or you can use it from a template, or you can start it from an existing document. So if there's a document that you want to give out to all kinds of individuals and you don't want to recreate it, go ahead and use it as an emerging document, and I'll show you how you insert the fields as we go along. Next thing we're going to do is select recipients. I can either use an existing list, I can select a list from Outlook contacts, or I can select a new list. And I'm going to go ahead and type a new list, and I'm going to get create. And then you can see in here I have now this dialog box that came up, but I'm not going to use all of these fields. So I'm going to go ahead and customize the columns. I do want the title and the first name and the last name, but I don't want the company name. I don't want the second address line or the country or region or any of the others that are left. However, I do have a few extra fields that I do want to add. So I would click on Add, and I'm going to call this one Video. And the other one that I want to add is Date. Now I'm going to move Date up underneath zip code just because I want to get to it before I get to Video, because it does come before the body of the letter. And say OK. Now you can see that my columns match up with what I wanted to match up with. I can either do a new entry or just say OK, but for now I'm going to go ahead and put in some users. Okay, I've completed putting in some names here, and I'm just going to say OK. And it's going to ask me to save with a name. Save. And you can see here, these are all my records. I cannot add any more recipients in this dialog box, but we can add more later, and I can show that to you as well. I can pick and choose who I may want to receive the letter. So even if you build a huge database, you can actually go through and pick them through here as well. And use these as well. You can sort them, you can filter, you can find duplicates. So if you have somebody in there and you didn't realize that you still had them in there, they would find that for you. Or I can find a specific recipient. If I click on here, I do get the edit option, and that will allow me to open this dialog box and then continue adding people in there as well. We're going to go to the next step, step 4. I can add an address block. So if I want you to come in here and do that, I could just say OK. And that's going to put an address block up in there. I can also add my other fields here. So I want to add my date there. And go ahead and close, because I do need to move down here. And then I can add in here a greeting line. So I may not want to have anything here. I could just say I want no greeting line, because I already put dear in. But if I did that, then I would have 2 dears. So you can actually drop that and then put in a title here, to and dear. And then say OK. And then in here, I'm just going to add another item, which would be my video. You can see here that I actually missed a field, so that is not a problem. I can actually add the field in now. I would go into Edit Recipient List. I would highlight the recipient list and go ahead and click on Edit. And there's all my fields. And I'm going to customize columns. I'm going to get an error message that's telling me that it's going to affect the database that I've created, and it will want me to save the changes. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And then I'm going to go all the way down to video here, and I'm going to add another field. So we're going to call it feedback. okay. And I'm going to say okay here. Now you can see I have the column here, but I want to add that in there. So I'm just going to put on web page here just to make it easy for us. And it's going to want to know if I want to update it. Yes, of course I do, because I just went through all of that. And I say okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and insert my last field, which is the feedback, and there it is. And close that. And I'm going to take out that extra space. Okay. So it's going to ask me now to preview my letters. So I'm going to go ahead and say next. And there's the preview results. So I can actually see where the fields are by clicking off of that, but I click on that. And then I see an error that I have here, so I can actually edit that. So if I take that off and I take out that, now let's click on preview results. And now I'm back to 1 comma and another error right there. So I have to be very careful about how I'm doing this. So let me go ahead and close that and this here. So the next step is previewing the letters. Again, I have all of my information here. I'm going to go ahead and click next to preview my letters. And here is my letter here. I can do editing in here as well, but I do want to show you these are all the fields that I created. Here's the date, the individual's name, the video, and the web page that I want them to go to. And I can look at each and every one of these individually just to make sure that they are correct. And then I'm going to click on for finish and merge. I can either do it here or I can do it here. And there it is. Now I can print from here. If I were to not want to print, I can always close this and then do whatever. Perhaps I want to continue some editing because I didn't like the way it looked. And now I know that things are correct. It looks nice. And I'm ready to move forward. So then I can also click right here and finish and merge. So I can print the documents and it will ask me which ones I want to do. I can either just do the current record, which is the one we're looking at right now, or the records maybe I only want to send 1 to 10 today, and then 10 through 11 through 20 tomorrow, and 21 through 30 the next day. You can actually do that way. And I go ahead and hit cancel because I don't want to do that. So that is how you do a mail merge. If you have any other comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to contact me, warden@klamathcc.edu. My extension is 340, or you can Skype me and just look for my name, Edith Warden, and I will be glad to. I am with you, video chat, share screens. Thank you and have a wonderful day.